Hello everybody. So what I'm gonna try today is doing one of these Sheena stamps, and she does a lot where she just kind of does like one color. You know, I don't know if I'm just wishful thinking but I'm hoping I can do this. I'm like, please let this work. Please, please. Now they say it doesn't matter which side of the card you use. And this one, this is smoother on this side, and I tend to generally like the smoother side. I don't know why. This is, we are Maker's stamping platform, and it's large. And I'm just going to tape down my paper, the full page of it. I should probably cut it down, huh? Waste not, want not, isn't that what they say? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down, because why do that much when I don't need to, right? So I'm gonna tape it, diamond press, tape. Okay, is that gonna keep it down good? Maybe I'll bring this one to this corner. I should probably just put some more on, just to be safe. I want to give it a good inking. Oh, that's really sticky too. Because if all I'm going to do is pull water, I guess I better make sure I got plenty of water. I got the water. Okay. If all I'm going to do is pull water, I want to make sure, pull it with water, then I want to make sure that I have enough ink to do that with. And ugh, it always seems like I'm stretching the stamp whenever I pull it off like this. I just hate that. Okay, hopefully this is good. So I'm going to do this in the center. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to pick that stamp up. Hopefully I'm not going to get a bunch of air bubbles. Oh, look at it lift. I don't want that paper to lift like that. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that tape away and get another piece of this tape. Okay. I'm going to bring my stamp and I'm going to stamp it up. Oh, this color might be too light. Now this is photopolymer. All of Sheena's stamps should be photopolymer. So the first stamping may not be good, but if you kind of rub like this, it usually kind of will take that layer off that everybody talks about. Looks like there's like a crack in it. I don't know. Okay, I hope this is good. This is smoked pearl. It's not a real dark color to start with, so. Okay. So I'm going to come back and let it go. and push down. And I keep talking about getting one of those stamp helper things. And we will do watercoloring, and then if I... Wow, that turned out really good. I'm going to do another one. There's a little light spot here in the trunk. But like I said, I want to make sure I've got plenty of ink on here. I am not good at this stuff, so if it involves watercolor, I am basically not good at it. I don't want those lines in there. And I keep getting them. I do. Let's see. Let me put this back on and get it down in the tree trunk. I can see even here it looks a little lighter. So let's see where we end up. It's still a little bit lighter there. Let me try to come in and push a little bit more in that spot. It's just the little tiniest bit lighter. That might have got it. Just a little extra push there. That magnet is holding it in. Still a little bit lighter. Let me do one more time. And a lot of people say 3 times. Stamp it 3 times for the best. I guess once you pass the 3 mark, maybe they figure that's too much. I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and okay, I'm gonna try that one more time. Okay. Might as well get the rest of it. Since I re-inked all of it, I might as well do it, right? So, that magnet. All right, I think that took care of it. I think that was the 3rd time. And 3rd time's a charm, I think they say. If we get into this, man, all right. So now what I'm going to do is, some of that is lake, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Let me show you. So this is lake here. And so the lake I'm going to kind of leave alone, because I might come in and just kind of do the lake as blue. You know, just that one thing would be blue. And so I'm going to kind of leave this here so I can look. I've got a brand new brush. And the tip will have a little thing on it that keeps it pointy. I've got this if I need to come in with some more color on some of this. I've got water. I'm gonna spritz the water here. Get a little water on my brush. I need a paper towel. Okay, a little bit of water on my brush and some water off. And then I just gotta see how this is gonna move. So it's supposed to move in the water. Water reactive. It's not moving yet. Maybe I need more water. Okay, now it's kind of starting to move. So I'm doing the bench first, and it's not moving. So it takes a lot of water to move. There it goes. See, that's taking a lot of water. So wherever there's not a lot of ink to, it's not going to move as much. We won't get that movement. So where there is more ink is going to naturally be darker because it's going to have more ink. So all these spots should be darker. I'm not real happy right now. I'm not seeing enough movement here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we're getting some movement. So it really does take quite a bit of water. So they usually have a glass, right? But then they always tell you, oh, don't use that much water. Now look, I'm trying to do the process, and it's not wanting to work that great. But let's get a little bit of color in these mountains, and then it's not moving like she makes out, like it's just gonna start moving. Maybe if I use a different color, maybe this color is just too light. And it could be that that's what it is. So there's a little bit of gray. I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of gray in those, in that heel. If you can see, it's not very much. And these are gonna need some, and I'm putting a lot of water on here now. That's going into the water. The thing is, you want background stuff a little bit darker because it is background, if that makes any kind of sense. That's what Sheena says. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put some color down. And start grabbing some color instead from the ink pad itself. And spread that. And I think this brush is too small. This brush is very, very fine. I think she uses like the next size up. Okay. So see how that did that this time? So I'm gonna, because we want the background a little bit darker. When you look off in the distance, according to Sheena, things in the background are just darker. So let's get that a little bit darker. And this should be a little bit darker than that. So let me get a little bit more ink on here. Because this should be farther in the background to me. So I'm just gonna go a little bit darker. I am never able to do this. I always try, but it just doesn't ever really work. But I thought, well, let's try again one more time. So I think I still want that a little bit darker because where these mountains meet, they look really close to the same color. So I just want to get some shadowing in there. Shadowing, okay. And then this one here should be fairly light, I would say. All right. Now this is reflection after this line here. So this is all, and I want very light in here because that's all along the shore. This will probably be a little darker. This would probably be a little darker. All right. That's the background. Not bad. Now see, she's right. Okay. This one here is lighter than this one, and it looks closer than that. So, I don't want that one that dark. There we go. All right. Oh. And now I'm taking color out, and I don't mean to be. Okay. All right, so now I want to work on these bushes here that are close, and I'm going to try and see what happens if I just try to move the ink. Yeah, I'm not impressed. It's just not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is a little bit. Moving the color around a little bit. Do you think I want this little bush a little bit darker in some spots because now see where that water has bleached that? So I'm probably going to want to come in with some more color and Just kind of swirly it around. All right. So I'm going to do the same with these. I'm just going to bring in color with it. And that's going to probably get some sunlight right there, so I'm not going to bring in as much color. I might actually water that down a little bit, get some of that water off, and just swirly that around. And you get, oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Okay. This one is very dark. It's back behind the tree. So we're going to just leave it like that. Okay. I might need some more color down here. Okay. And I want to get some water on the ground down here. Just kind of spread that color a little bit. Spread that color a little bit. And there's a rock over here, and I definitely want to add some color to the rock. So we're going to get that going here. That got bleached out, so what it's done, I gotta learn. There's a learning curve to everything, but this is not as bad as I usually do. So for me, right now, I'm in a kind of a win situation. I just want this to be a light gray. Oop, I'm losing my boards and a little bit of light gray. Oh, that sneeze was bad. Okay, and then underneath the bench, we need to darken that. So I'm going to get where the ink is darker. And just kind of bringing that in, darken it up. I don't know if you can hear babysitting kisses. Okay, so let's have a talk. So now that this is going decent. So I've debated about discussing things or not. There's been a lot going on. And y'all knew I was in the hospital for a while, and I've been dealing with those issues. And it seems like things just haven't stopped since I got out. It's been kind of madness. Not madness. It's been a little rough. So I ended up with another family member in the hospital. In the meantime, I am still going to appointments and dealing with all of that because we really still have not found out what caused my issue. So they say I had COVID and sepsis. And my question is, how did I have sepsis? How did I get that sick and not know it? It seems to me that there should be a reason for it. And nobody seems to have an answer. You know, they'll come back to, oh, it's COVID. It was the COVID. Okay, why was the sepsis listed? The sepsis, you know, kind of shows up in the blood. So anyways, but then another family member ended up in the hospital, so we dealt with that and got through that. Everything was fine. No problems with that. And then, let me give you a little backstory about October of last year, November of last year, we found out that our dog Sandy had cancer. Well, no, I can't say that. We found out she had a tumor. Where the tumor was, it was inoperable. They couldn't do anything. And so they gave us medication to deal with, hopefully take some of the inflammation down, maybe shrink the tumor a little bit. And that worked marvelous for a year, over a year. And it extended her life that much. And then she started what do you think? This is very hard for me, so I thought maybe if I was doing something it would be a little bit easier to get through this, but you all deserve to know why I haven't had the follow through and all that I should have had recently. So the medicine worked really well, and her symptoms had disappeared or lessened, depending on which one it was, which symptom it was. But you know, if you don't get rid of a tumor and it's got nowhere to go, it's going to go somewhere. And so she started having troubles. And it happened pretty quick. She started having trouble, and again, some of the same problems she'd had before. And she just got to the point there was nothing we could do. And I'm asking you, please don't comment to this. Because I just don't want that. But we didn't have really any options. We could have let her keep suffering, and it was only going to get worse. And so we had to do what we had to do. What do you think? How's my picture look? Am I doing okay? I think I want this a little darker in here. I think I'm gonna come back in with some of that ink. I don't need a lot of it, just a little bit. And just kind of come in a little darker right there. So, I've been off and haven't been doing other things on time, and I'm letting things go, and my mind's just been in places. It seems like it wasn't that long ago I did a video and she was barking, and a couple of people complained, and I must say that y'all was great because y'all come, don't tell her to hush. You know, I like hearing her. That adds to it, and the animals are still in the show, and you know, so that was pretty fabulous because it wasn't. But like the next day that she started showing signs again. So all I can say about that is thank y'all for that. You never know what your kind words do for somebody, is all I can say. So, all right, now I'm going to try some blue for the blue water and see if it looks stupid. And see if I'm going to just mess it up or what. I don't know. We'll find out. I hope that we've kind of come to the end of this and that things stabilize now. We're making adjustments. Baby is making adjustments. Baby's been a very quiet bird lately, so, you know, she seemed to be the one that got him going, or her going, we don't know. We don't know if baby's a boy or a girl. But, yeah, so baby seems to be going through most of the adjustments, and he's getting better, though. We're working on it. When baby got sick, because we ended up having to take, I mean, it was a long time ago, we had to take baby. We almost lost baby because baby ate a piece of metal. So it really does kind of seem like it wasn't that long ago. But I'm trying to get these ink pens out of here. Anyways, okay, so I don't want a bright blue. I want kind of a, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do her mixing color things here, but I don't want mud. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I really meant to keep these separate. Let me see. Okay, that's kind of the color I wanted, like a blue-green. Right? Yep, that's kind of it. Okay, so here, I'm going to look. So the brighter color is going to be here. The brighter. And I'm going to just bring this in. Okay, I'm gonna come up here a little ways because it is a lake, but with the rest of it being gray, I didn't want the blue to be bright, bright. So now I'm hoping I can come in and move this a little bit and take some of that bright out of there. Because the water should get lighter, I think, as it gets closer. Anyway, so I know one thing I gotta do is get to the darn post office. I haven't even done that. It's just been rough just to deal with things. But you know, you just have to do what you have to do. And I don't like pouring my heart out and telling you all this stuff, and you may not, hello baby, you may not want to even hear this stuff, and I don't blame you. Who does? So if you didn't want to hear that, I'm sorry you had to hear that. But I just kind of felt like I sort of owed it to some of the viewers that I really haven't. I hate to say that I'm going to do something and then I don't follow through and do it. And so that's one of the reasons why I just felt like a little bit of explanation was needed. So this, I hope it's looking good on your end. I mean, it's not professional quality by any means. It's not even close, but for me, so far, that's pretty good. So now I want to change this back here. What I want is darker. And I wonder if this is the color I need to add in. Some of this, let's see. And it might be too green. Maybe not. I still have water right here, but that's lighter. That's not darker. Maybe I need another different blue with it. What is this? Evergreen. That's what I want. That's already a blue-green. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to come in to here. Look, it made the color I made. I wanted it darker. I want it darker. I need it. Okay. Do I just need to add water to this all? It's drying up. Let me get some black in there and see. No, that's still too bright. Okay, more black. More. Oh, I'm surprised this is going to take that much black to get the color I want. Still more. I don't know. So, it's taken a lot more black than I thought it should. You know, sometimes black has like a blue in it or something like that. Okay, that's looking better. Sometimes when you water black down, you'd be surprised what colors you get. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna get this dark here. And that wind is starting to kick up out there. Okay. And I'm just gonna bring that color down a little bit. Let it fade into this color. But not completely, because there is a line for some reason. I'm dragging this paper in and out of the water and stuff. Okay. Now, I really need to get these reflections darker. So I'm going to come in with a way. Well, I thought it would be way darker, but it's really not. There we go. There we go. Whew. Not my best. No, it is probably my best watercolor. I like to use a squirt bottle because then you don't ever really get into too much water. Because that's my thing is I always want to put too much water. So then I worry about putting too much water, then I don't do enough water. It's like a big cycle for me somehow. So as far as doing like she did where she drew the color out of some of this, I don't think so. That didn't work for me. All it did was fade the color in those spots. So I'm just going to come in with some color. Where it needs it. So one of the reasons I went with the smoky pearl is it's not as dark as black. It's a little bit easier. So, all right. I want this video up today and hurry up and get it out of the way and done. And but please, I don't want responses. I don't think I'm ready for any that yet. I appreciate anything anybody's gonna say, but I'm just not looking. I just don't want to deal with that, which is another reason I didn't really want to do the video and talk about it. How'd I do? I don't think I did so great. Now that I'm looking, this looks all right, but this up closer stuff is not so great. What I need is more color along the side here, more shadow. I'm gonna dry because I don't want to get water in my ink pad. So let me dry it and just come in. Nope. I think the brush is smaller than the one Sheena uses. And I think because the way she does it right now would not work. Would not work. Okay, hopefully that works. That doesn't look real watery. It looks like it needs more blue. Uh-oh. It just doesn't look watery enough. It just doesn't look enough like water. Oh, that was wet. What are you doing over there, baby? Okay. That is such a good color. Where did it go? Here it is. I need more of that. Add some color back into this. Some watercolor. Get it a little bit brighter in here. And a little bit brighter in here. So I might be messing it up, right? I might be. But here's what we're gonna do. Because it ended up being so green looking. And now, oh, that was way too dark right there, but that's okay. That's the dark side of the tree. Baby, baby. Baby does have the ability to fly around. And he does. Or she does. Or baby does. Oh, don't you turn that camera off. Come on, baby. All right. I think, other than this end that I completely messed up. Okay, lid back on here. Make sure these are closed up tight. Always make sure they're closed up tight. If they're not, they'll dry out. The alcohol markers are real bad about drying out on it. There's baby. You want to see baby. Baby's molting right now, getting ready, I believe, for summertime. Oh, that's a mess. Boy, I really made a mess out of that now. Oh, I should have just left it. Okay, wait. Let me try something. I don't know. It's probably not going to work, but let me try it. See if I can pull some of that away from there. I might have to actually squirt the whole thing with water. Let me get this a little bit wetter. Find a clean spot to do it. Okay. Oh. That might be working a little bit. I don't know. It sure doesn't look like a lake I want to go on. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Let's trim it down. Go across the top. I better hurry up before baby gets up there and turns you off. So if the video ends real quick, just know that baby's tongue and the bottom of his claws do make it react, believe it or not. So there we go. That looks like craziness right there. The only thing I'm real impressed with is my heels back here. So, yeah. All right. All right, everybody. I hope I didn't have new people watching because they don't know anything about anything. And they're like, this lady's just telling everybody about her life. I hate that. And I'm sorry to do that. So, if you like my video, believe me, I don't usually get on here and do this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Bye-bye now.